11 young men, including a 14-year-old boy, have been convicted of the gangland killing of an 18-year-old in Manchester. Abdul Wahab Hafida was chased through rush-hour traffic in the city's Moss Side area on the 12th of May last year before being attacked with a hammer, run over and stabbed. The teenager, who was of Libyan descent, is believed to have been a friend of Salman Abedi, who murdered 22 people in a suicide attack on Manchester Arena on the 22nd of May. Police would not confirm the friendship following the verdicts on Tuesday, saying an investigation by the counter-terrorism unit was ongoing. But 3 days after the arena bombing, during the first of two trials relating to Hafida's killing, U.S. media reported that Abedi had vowed revenge while attending Hafida's funeral. Trial reporters were warned by the judge not to publish anything that could prejudice the defendant's right to a fair trial. Hafida was a member of a gang called the Risholme Crips, based around Manchester's Curry Mile and influenced by the notorious Los Angeles Crips gang. The jury heard he was hunted down and murdered by members of a rival gang known as OUT, which stands for Action Only, after straying into their territory. The court heard, however, that some of those convicted under the joint enterprise law did not have any obvious gang connections, and some, including an 18-year-old caught on camera wielding a hammer, had never even been stopped and searched by police, let alone had any previous convictions. The defendants were tried in two separate trials, one at Manchester Crown Court and another in Preston, which ended on Tuesday. The jury in the first trial heard that most of the Risholme Crips were of Libyan origin and that the OUT were a splinter group from the notorious Moss Side Bloods. Both adopted the colors of their criminal LA idols, blue for Crips, red for Bloods, and would recruit young members via initiation tasks. A police officer told the court that the gangs were strongly territorial and that their areas were so clearly delineated he could draw the boundaries on a map. OUT spend most of their time in and around Broadfield Park, where 15-year-old Jesse James was killed in 2006 in a still-unsolved murder. The officer said people from rival gangs would be attacked if they entered OUT territory. The defendant's photograph Greater Manchester Police handout shortly before he was killed. Hafida had been arrested on suspicion of attacking one of the men who went on to murder him. The court heard that Daryl Ford, 20, was beaten up with baseball bats by males presumed to be members of the Crips, and spent time in hospital recovering from a broken arm. The case was dropped when Ford refused to provide evidence against Hafida. There was a practice of tit-for-tat retaliation, said the judge, Mr. Justice Openshaw. Summing up the first trial, the judge said street gangs do not have membership cards, nor do they publish lists of their members. Photographs on social media showed the defendants displaying the gang hand signal and wearing the gang's colors. A music video in May 2014 showed two of the accused, including Devontae Cantrell, who the prosecution said stabbed Hafida, and Jose Henry, who was jailed in 2015 for the attempted murder of someone in the Risholme Crips. Following the final verdicts on Tuesday, Greater Manchester Police GMP insisted Moss Side was not a dangerous place. Yet just 2 months before Hafida's killing, another young man was murdered in the area. 20-year-old Ahmed Mudzarmudi Muhammad died after being stabbed on Crundle Street on the 22nd of March. 4 men were later jailed for their part in the murder. DETCHINSP Terry Crompton of GMP's Major Incident Team said Moss Side is a supportive and close-knit community. Incidents like this do not represent the majority of the community. I hope that today's convictions show that with violence and knife crime there are no winners, and we need to stand together as a community to ensure incidents like this one don't happen ever again. Crompton said the convictions would knock the wind out of any potential gang activity in Moss Side. In a statement read by Crompton outside court, Hafida's family described him as a loving son, brother and uncle. He was selfless, putting everyone before himself. He cherished the good times he spent with his family and friends and was always smiling and laughing. Abdul Wahab started each day by greeting his mother and father with a kiss on their foreheads. He did not die as a result of accident or ill health. He was hunted down, attacked and ripped away from our lives forever in a senseless act of brutality, and we as a family are totally devastated by his loss. We are consumed by the sadness and emptiness we feel knowing we will never see him again, but we will never forget him. His passing has left a void in our family that can never be replaced. Following the end of both trials, it can be reported that Cantrell, 20, of no fixed address Delrue Wright, 18, of no fixed address Darrell Ford, 20, of Darncombe Close, Moss Side Nathaniel Jermaine Williams, 19, of Hebron Walk Rachel Marianu Walters, 19, of Gream Street, Moss Side Trey Wilson, 19, of Oakfield Avenue, Wally Range and Darrell Goodall, 20, of Kings Road, Ashton Underland, have all been found guilty of murder. Devontae Niche, 18, of Nell Lane; Carlton William George, 21, of Cowsby Street, Moss Side; and a 14-year-old boy who can't be named for legal reasons, were found guilty of manslaughter. Ramakel Samuels, 19, of Caythorpe Street, Moss Side, pleaded guilty to manslaughter. They will be sentenced on 14 and the 15th of September.